Sometimes people struggle with where to start in the Bible. And I've shared this before, but just yesterday, just something just came to my spirit, and I just wanted to share this with you briefly. If you are someone who struggles with where to start, for me personally, it was the Gospels, and then I came back to Genesis. But if you're starting in the beginning, just real briefly, I wanted to share this with you because I've heard people get confused and they make this claim that there's contradictions in Genesis 1 and Genesis 2. That's not true. When you open up the Bible and you begin to read in Genesis, keep this in mind. The first chapter is a summary of what God did. The second chapter gives more detail, or it's the account. Genesis 1, what he did. Genesis 2, how he did it. And yesterday when this all started coming to me, we've all had that question where we've asked, why did God put that tree in the garden? Why did he do that? If he had not did that, he tempted Adam, and that wasn't fair for him to tempt Adam. We have to keep in mind that Adam was made in the likeness, in the image of God. So that means that human beings from the first man, we share certain attributes with God. Not all of them. There are some attributes of God that we simply don't have. No human being has those, only the Godhead, okay? But when we think about that, what that simply means is, number one, God created us with free will, okay? And when we think about all of this, Adam had free will before the garden even occurred with him and Eve. It was Adam in his relationship with God where God gave Adam the free will to call the animals whatever he wanted to call them. And whatever Adam called them, that's what they were. Okay, so that was that relationship that number one he had with God first. Adam trusted God. God trusted Adam to name these animals and to cultivate and to work the land. So Adam is out here. He's in a place where he's familiar. He spent time in this place. The Bible even tells us that God is the one that planted all of these trees, and he told Adam what was for him. There are things that are going to be good for you for food and these things. But he says there's this thing that I'm forbidding you. It's there, but while you're working and cultivating the land, you've got to practice some self-discipline. And I think that's the part where we try to blame God, just like Adam did. God created him with free will. He created him with a moral conscience. And we know that because the Bible says when they sinned, they went and hid. So when they did this thing that God said don't do, they became aware that it was sin. There was a moral conscience because they were created in the image and the likeness of God. We see it in our children all the time. We see it in relationships. If a spouse cheats on another spouse, they begin to start hiding things. They know they're wrong, okay? And so here's the thing. I wrote these two things down because I didn't want this to be long. Everything that looks good and tastes good is not good for us, okay? Adam had been out there. He had been working and cultivating the land. He had been given authority over this place. But the thing that God gave Adam authority over, the thing that Adam had control over, began to control him. Why? Because who did God take from Adam's flesh? Eve. Adam gave in to his flesh and disobeyed God. That's what you and I do. But you and I have free will to choose. Temptation is going to always be present. It's up to you and I to use the free will, that attribute that we share with God, and to say, because of my relationship with God, although this sin is present, this temptation, is present, I'm going to use my free will, because your free will can be used for good or evil. You have a choice. And so we have to say, I've been given authority over this thing, and I have the free will to choose. If I choose the evil, I can't blame God, because I had a option. I had a choice. But you and I can't prevent temptations, the temptations that are around us. We're going to encounter temptations. We just have to make up our mind to not give in to the flesh and to simply say no, because we prioritize our relationship with God and the not only the attributes that he's given us, but the power that he's given us to choose. I really pray that this blesses somebody. But yeah, we can't blame God for that tree in the garden. We can't. We simply have to take accountability and responsibility, and to say, yes, this looks really good to me. Yes, this tastes really good to me, but this may not be good for me. Because if God says a thing is not good, it is not good. That's all I have. Bye.